ରହୁଛି ମୁଁ ତଥାପି लिमिटेड अच्छी सब एरर रे पळे आसी हमर एरर नहीं बेसिकली एमसीक्यू रे पळे आसी चला हमर गोटिए कोन चैप्टर ऑफ पेंडिंग रहितला तो 1 हबो दे
1 रा भी अच्छी 2 रा भी अच्छी
पूरा कोन
पूरा पोएम कोटे ऑफ क्वेश्चनेबल कन्विक्शन
हां नेक्स्ट
the world of business the world of business
देखिए 1
of a questionable conviction poem
मैं कौन से थिला हाउ टू
the world of business
तो 1 टू ओके ना एटा रिज्यूम रे ऐसे देखिए डिस्कशन को तो लास्ट क्लास रिज्यूम रे मध्ये केतरा डिस्कशन करथिले आस्तिला प्रियंका तो कुछ नहीं ब्राउचर रिज्यूम डिस्कशन करथिले तो मन ठीक पूरा
the world of business
है नहीं क्लास करते हैं Listen, students, the world of business. What does this unit contain? Actually, what type of lessons we are getting here? In this unit, you will have a further practice in scheming, understanding as a reading, how we can develop the skill relating to reading soft skills. You will also have a practice in inferring and in assessing the communicative value of a text. The text ought to be communicated. Suppose I am talking here. When you are grasping any subject, try to represent yourself. Suppose you go through a particular lesson in case of English, if we consider the case of alternative. In case of alternatives, we find ecology, we find one best poem given Night of the Scorpion. So many chapters are there. After going the chapter, try to discuss with your friends how you can elaborate yourself relating to the topic. When you are grasping yourself, you feel that the confidence level is rising up. Unless and until your confidence is rising up, you can be yourself. So, when we consider about this practice so far as the communicative value of the test is concerned, the unit comprises the following sections. First, how to write a winning resume. It is by Dick Harris, and advertisement samples from newspapers and magazines on the education of a man of a business and perhaps listen. Imagine that you are the owner of a small factory producing oil. You are the owner, and it is your personal business. It is your vital means to perform your duties on the basis of a selective and engaged firms. You have to select and engage 5 employees in your factory. Suppose you employed 5 employees in your factory. What are the 3 most important qualities that you would like your employees to possess? वो 3टा क्वालिटी तम एम्प्लॉय माने मिनिमम possess करिए बिल तमर expectation that you must have to elaborate, you must have to distinct yourself. 3टा क्वालिटी रहिबो एम्प्लॉय मानकर तमे कहलो what are the qualities essential for superseding business when we consider about MBA, Master of Business Administration. At that time, when we are considering about administration, you are performing as an agency, Master of a Business Agency, then Master of a Business Account. ତିନିଟାକୁ ଯଦି ତମେ ସାଥିରେ ରଖିଲ, you would be considered as the master of a business administration. So the topic elaborates clearly what are the qualities, 3 qualities essential for maintaining business orientation. First is quality of leadership. In case of marketing, you must possess certain type of values by which other marketing members must respond to you. That's why we have managers in case of any organization, in case of a banking sector also. The manager performs his correlated task by which the organization is working efficiently or works efficiently. First, quality of leadership. Second, skill. Which is skill. In case of a marketing students, educational qualification is not vital. Experience is vital. That's why in the case of marketing management, when you are actually appearing different type of interview, each and everybody are asking you that how many years of experience do you have in a particular company. But a कौन सी कंपनी रे तुम्हारे कितने वर्ष रे एक्सपीरियंस अछि और जो एक्सपीरियंस अछि आज ए पोजीशन तमे को पोस्ट रे दिलो मैनेजर दिलो ना तमे गोटे सेल्समैन दिलो ना गोटे सुपरवाइजर दिलो ना गोटे स्टॉकमैन दिलो. These are to be taken into consideration. And the third vital thing is, what is the third vital thing? First is leadership quality. Second is skill. Third thing is
communication.
excellent skill in the sense communication would be the factor. But you will have to focus on. We have also learned it in our compulsory classes. What is that skill? That improvises our knowledge, that makes the market affluent. What is that skill? In case of a teaching profession, in case of a marketing profession, in case of a business sector, in case of any type of activities.
Relation. Business. Consumer.
That is personality. Personality. If you are a good judger, if you are a good submerger, if you are actually active in your day-to-day activities, your personality will identify that how this organization deals with a particular person and how the organization as well as the personal value system is operating within the confinement. That is also taken into consideration. So, what are the 3 most important qualities that you would like your employees to possess? First, second, third. Next, suppose you have received more than 20 applications. You received 20 applications in response to your advertisement. So far as your advertisement is concerned, yes, yeah, you come to the front. Why are you sitting there? No, yes, sir. Yeah, correct. Please visit our studio. The last year for us about browser. Related to the first. Yeah, was not available for option the last. And listen, next, suppose you have received more than 20 application in response to your advertisement. The topic is on relating to the world of music. Suppose you have received more than 20 applications in response to your advertisement for 5 jobs. The number of jobs are 5, but the applications are more than 20. You can interview only 10 candidates. How are you going to shortlist the 10 candidates on the basis of their job application or job application? What you will do? So job application को हमें देखिबा 20 candidates अछंती तांको कोन करबा स्क्रूटिनाइज करबा 10 को देखिबा इंटरव्यू ପାଇଁ सिलेक्शन हेबे केते जण 5 students 5 candidates for us. So while reading text A, your focus should be on getting tips on how to select these 10 interviews. 10 interview केମିତି ଆମେ selection करियो. First, how to write a winning resume. But a winning resume केମିତି कोन ଆମେ लेखिबा, read the passage and decide which main headings the examples below it refers to. First, the main purpose of a resume is to convince an employer to grant you an interview. ଯେତେବେଳେ ତୁମେ କଣ କରିବ ସିଲେକ୍ସନ ବୋର୍ଡ କୁ ଯିବ ଯେକୌଣସି ସିଲେକ୍ସନ ବୋର୍ଡ ଲେକ୍ଚରशिप ହଉ सिविल सर्विस ହଉ ओजीएस ପାଇଁ ତମର ऑलरेडी ତମର जो रिज्यूम गुडा ଯାହା ଦେଇଥିବ ତମର बायोडाटा ट्रांसफर କରି ସବୁ गुडा एप्लीकेशन फॉर्मेट रे गुंथाइକି ରହିବ ତା ପୂର୍ବରୁ ଯୋଉ ମାନେ ଇଣ୍ଟରଭ୍ୟୁअर ମାନେ ଆସିଥିବେ ସେମାନେ କଣ କହିବେ ଆଗରୁ ପଢିଥିବେ ତାର ଯୋଉ ଆନଲାଇଜ ସମସ୍ୟା ତା ନାମ ଅଛି ପ୍ରିୟଙ୍କା ତା ନାମ ଦେଶା ऑलरेडी ତନୁଶ୍ରୀ ଏମାନଙ୍କର କଣ କଣ କ୍ୱାଲିଫିକେସନ ଅଛି ଜଣେ ମାଷ୍ଟର डिग्री इन साइंस फिजिक्स ଜଣେ ଇଂଲିଶ ଜଣେ सोशियोलॉजी ଜଣେ ଲାଇଫ କମର୍ସ ସେଇ ଅନୁଯାୟୀ ପ୍ରଫେସର ମାନଙ୍କୁ ଡକେଇଥିବେ ସେଇ रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन कौन करेंगे तांको आनालाइज करेंगे चला मैं देखिबा the main purpose of a resume is to convince an employer to grant you an interview. There are two kinds. One is a familiar stone that leads where you want to school and where you have worked. Our schooling code dila that is available in case of a board certificate. Matric certificate is very much more essential because on that particular certificate we have the date of birth and nothing is anywhere. To certificate date of birth nothing matric full date of birth. तापरे कौन करिबा हमें अलगा जो जॉब सेक्टर को गलम that is going on in chronological order in the sense system. The other is what I call the functional resume descriptive. On to read unique to you and much more likely to and you grant you an interview. After going to different type of certificates, we can find ourselves that we are appropriate for the job or whether they will ask you several questions during the interview. You must have the application relating to the topic concerned. The topics may be subjective oriented. તમે જો job sector को जाओ तो प्रथम से पास आरआईजी करिवे why are you interested to perform this job ऐसो वैसो वैजेसो ये क्वेश्चन जितने તમે जोउटी की जाओ गोटे क्लास माने लेक्चरशिप ପାଇଁ जा से प्रिफर करिवे काहे कि ये सब्जेक्ट ऊपर हम लेक्चरशिप करिवे that is your personal orientation. It is a handy to have a tombstone for certain occasions. Tombstone in the sense that is taken inside or hidden. Hidden. Tombstone in the sense tomb जातिबो विशेष करी हम कोन को अभिलेख तो माटी ग्रेट होई आ भीतर के स्टोन रहले से कोन बानर लोग के देखि परंती ତେଣୁ ତମର ଯୋଉ ଇଣ୍ଟରଭ୍ୟୁରେ ଯୋଉଠୁ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ କରାଯିବ ତମେ କେମିତି ଜାଣିବ ସେ ଇଣ୍ଟରଭ୍ୟୁରେ କଣ ପଚାରିବେ? ସେଇଟା ପ୍ରକୃତରେ ଇଟ୍ ଇଜ କେପ୍ଟ ଇନ୍ ସିକ୍ରେଟ, କେପ୍ଟ ଇନ୍ but prospective employers throw away most of these unquestioned terms from list preferring interview with the gather rather than the date. ତମେ କଣ କରୁଛ? ଇଣ୍ଟରଭ୍ୟୁ ପୂର୍ବରୁ 6 ମାସର କରେଣ୍ଟ ଆଫେୟାର ସିଲେକ୍ସନ କଲ। ଇଣ୍ଟରଭ୍ୟୁ ପୂର୍ବରୁ ଆମର କଣ କଲ? ବିଶେଷ କରି ଜେନେରାଲ ଷ୍ଟଡିର କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଆନ୍ସର ଗୁଡାକ ଆଣିଲ, ମନକୁ ମନ ଗୋଟେ ସେଲ୍ଫ ଷ୍ଟଡି ନୋଟ କଲ, ପ୍ରିପେୟାର୍ଡ ହେଲ। କାଳେ ଆମେ କାଲି ତ ଇଣ୍ଟରଭ୍ୟୁ କୁ ଯିବୁ, ଏ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଆମକୁ କିଏ ପଚାରି ପାରିବ କି, କାଳେ କିଏ ପଚାରି ଦେବ କି, ଏକ୍ସପେକ୍ଟେଡ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ହିସାବରେ କଣ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ହେଇପାରିବ କରେଣ୍ଟ ଆଫେୟାର। କିଛି ନହେଲେ ଦ୍ରୌପଦୀ ମୁର୍ମୁ ପଚାରି ପାରିବ, କିଛି ନହେଲେ ଭାଇସ୍ ପ୍ରେସିଡେଣ୍ଟ ବାବଦରେ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଆସିବ, କିଛି ନ ଆସି କହିଲେ ଚନ୍ଦ୍ରାୟଣ ମାନେ ତମ ମନରେ ସବୁ ଆସିଛି ପ୍ରଡିକ୍ସନ, ଏଇ ବାବଦରେ ତମେ କଣ ପାଇଁ ସବୁ ସର୍ଟ ନୋଟ କରିକି ରଖିଲ। ଇଣ୍ଟରଭ୍ୟୁ ଦ କ୍ୱିକ୍ ରାଦର ଦେନ୍ ଦ ଡେଟ୍। What follows are tips on writing a functional resume that will get read, a resume that makes you come alive and look interesting too. What follows are tips on writing a functional resume that you will get read. ତମେ ମୁଁ ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ କହିବି, ଯେତେବେଳେ ରିଜ୍ୟୁମ ଦେଲ ପର୍ଟିକୁଲାରଲି ଲୋକମାନେ କୋଉ ଭଳି ପ୍ରକାର ରିଜ୍ୟୁମ କୁ ଟିକେ ପସନ୍ଦ କରନ୍ତି, ମୁଁ କହିବି ପିଲା ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଗୋଟେ ରହିଛି ଫ୍ରେଶର, ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ରହୁଛି କଣ କି ଆମର ଗୋଟେ ସେକ୍ଟରରେ କି ରିକ୍ରୁଟମେଣ୍ଟ ଥିବ। ଅଧିକ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଆରାଇଜ କରିବ, ଯିଏ ପ୍ରକୃତରେ ରିକ୍ରୁଟମେଣ୍ଟ ହୋଇଛି ସେ ସେଠି କେମିତି କଣ ମ୍ୟାନେଜ କରିବ। ଯେତେବେଳେ ଇଣ୍ଟରଭ୍ୟୁ ସେକ୍ସନକୁ ସବୁ ଯାଆନ୍ତି ଏୟାରଫୋର୍ସ ବାଲା, ବହୁତ କିଛି କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ କରାଯାଇଥାଏ ଇଣ୍ଡିଆନ ଏୟାରଫୋର୍ସ। ତେଣୁ ତମ ରିଲେଟେଡ ଜବ ବାବଦରେ କେମିତି କଣ ତମେ ଏକ୍ସପର୍ଟାଇଜ କରୁଛ, ହାଉ ୟୁ ଆର୍ ହ୍ୟାଣ୍ଡଲିଂ ୟୁରସେଲ୍ଫ, ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ଇଜ ଦ ଭାଇଟାଲ ଫ୍ୟାକ୍ଟର। ସୋ a resume that makes you come alive and look interesting to employees. Employer must make it very interesting. Put yourself first. In order to write a resume, others will read with enthusiasm. You have to feel important about yourself. Sell what you can do, not who you are. Practice translating your personality traits, character, accomplishment, and achievements into skill areas. There are at least 5,000 skill areas in the world. 5,000 ପ୍ରକାର ସ୍କିଲ୍ ରହିଛି। ଜଣେ ଲୋକ କଣ କରିବ, ଯେକୌଣସି ପ୍ରକାର ସେକ୍ଟରକୁ ଯାଇକି ନିଜର ଲାଇଫ ଲେଭେଲ ମେଣ୍ଟେନ୍। ତାହେଲେ put yourself first. That is introduction. That is introductory part. Suppose you are facing different type of interview sessions. First of all, I am Adya Samahati. Relating to your location, your residence, I am from Jagatsinghpur, Lapgaon, Balikuda. ଏମିତି ନହେଲେ କହିଦେବୁ କଣ କୋଉ ବିଭିନ୍ନ ପ୍ରକାର ରହିଗଲା ବ୍ଲକ ନା। ତ କହିଲା ପରେ your educational qualification. Introduction ପାଇଁ ଡାଇରେକ୍ଟ କହିବନି myself ଟା ହଉଛି mistake. This is I am. କହିଲା qualification, as to my qualification, I am postgraduate in English, and my expectation is to secure this job only to boost my career, and this job is beneficial for me because it is relating to prestige conscious as well as good salary. ସବୁବେଳେ ଆମେ ପ୍ରେଷ୍ଟିଜ କି ଦେଖିବା ଆଉ ଭଲ ସାଲାରୀ କି ମଧ୍ୟ ଦେଖିବା। এটা ହେଲା କଣ କି about yourself, that means it is your introduction. Introductory part ରେ ତୁମ ବାବଦରେ କିଛି ଲେଖିବ, ଆଉ ତୁମର କ୍ୱାଲିଫିକେସନ ବାବଦରେ କିଛି ଲେଖିବ, ତୁମ ରେସିଡେନ୍ସ ବାବଦରେ, ତୁମ ପାପା ମମ୍ମି, ପାପା କଣ କରନ୍ତି, ମାମା କଣ କରନ୍ତି, ସେ ବାବଦରେ କରିବ। ଏବଂ ଲାଷ୍ଟ ବଟ୍ ନଟ୍ ଦି ଲିଷ୍ଟ, ଆମର ଏକ୍ସପେକ୍ଟେସନ ରେ ଜବ୍ କୁ କେମିତି କଣ ହ୍ୟାଣ୍ଡେଲ କରିବ, ସେ ବାବଦରେ ରିଲେଟେଡ ସେମାନେ ବି କିଛିଟା କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ତୁମକୁ ପଚାରି ପାରିବେ। Your own heart. Many people plunge when asked to think about their ability. Some think they have no, but everyone does, and one of you may just be the ticket an employer would be glad to punch. If only you show. Listen. Most of the time people say about themselves, but excess is no excuse. Don't propose or propaganda about yourself. Just relate yourself what the question arises from the interview. Interviewer ମାନେ ଯେତିକି ପଚାରୁଛନ୍ତି ତାରି ଉପରୁ ଲୋକ। ମୁଁ ଉଦାହରଣ ସ୍ୱରୂପ କହିବି, ଆଦ୍ୟାଶା ମହାନ୍ତି ହଉଛି ଗୋଟେ ଭଲ କ୍ରିକେଟ ପ୍ଲେୟର। ସେ ଆଦ୍ୟାଶା ଚାହୁଁଥିଲେ ମତେ କ୍ରିକେଟ ବାବଦରେ କେମିତି କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ପଚାରନ୍ତି। ଆଦ୍ୟାଶା ଖାଲି କ୍ରିକେଟ ରିଲେଟେଡ ଆନ୍ସର ଦଉଥିବ, से भी निजे शो कर दो कि मु क्रिकेट रे अछि बोली मु तुमको शो करे दी जेतबे से करिवे रिलेटिंग टू इंटरव्यू से इंटरव्यू भीतर कहबो माय हॉबी एक्स्ट्रा कह देबो माय हॉबी इज प्लेइंग क्रिकेट इंटरनेशनल प्लेयर अछि आगे से चाहतो कोन कि जे मते कि क्रिकेट बाबद पचारन कि बोर्ड वाला कोन करथिबे से माने चाहथिबे आकु केम स्किप करके तार जे प्रोफेशन को दूर कि एक्स्ट्रा क्वेश्चन ତେଣୁ ନିଜେ ଯୋଉଟା ଜାଣିଛ ଡୋଣ୍ଟ ଆକ୍ଚୁଆଲି not your her own her ନିଜର ଗାରିମାଟାକୁ ବାଡାଅ ଠିକ ଅଛି ଆମ ସମ୍ବଲପୁର ଭଲ ସେଠି ଯୋଉ ଡ୍ୟାମ ଅଛି ମାଛ ଠାକୁର ଅଛି ଯୋଉଟା କି ସମ୍ବଲପୁର ପ୍ରଭା ଓଡିଶା ଲୋକଙ୍କର ଯେତେବେଳେ ଜଣେ କିଏ କହିବ ଆଉ ସମ୍ବଲପୁର କଥା ଯଦି କହୁଛ ତାହେଲେ ହରିଶଙ୍କର କଥା ଟିକେ କହୁନ ସୁସରିଆ ତେଣୁ ସେ ଏମିତି ପ୍ରକାର କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ କେବେ ମୁଁ ଅଧିକା କହିବେନି ଇନ୍ ଫର୍ସ ମାଇ ଇଣ୍ଟରଭ୍ୟୁ ଆଇ ଏମ୍ ଟକିଂ अबाउट इन सिविल सर्विस दे आस्क्ड मी दिलीप कुमार दिलीप तिर्की दिलीप सरकार दिलीप मेंडिस but I was not actor. Sir, I am simply Dilip. I am simply Dilip Kumar sir. चेयरमैन बोले गाड़ी का ସେ ମୋତେ ଆଡଭାର୍ଟାଇଜ କରି କହିଲେ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କ ନାଁକୁ ବେଶ କରି ସିଭିଲ ରେ ପଚାରେ ଏମିତି ମୋର ଗୋଟେ ନମ୍ରତା ବୋଲି ଗଲା ଝିଅଟା ତା ନାଁ କୋଟି ଟାଇଟଲ ତାକୁ ପଚାରିଲେ he is in you are Namrata Modi and he is in Narendra Modi. What is the difference between another is Prime Minister of India? I am candidate to ତେଣୁ ଜଣେ ସବୁବେଳେ ତମ ନିଜର ଏପିଟମ ରଖିବ ଲକ୍ଷ୍ୟ ରଖିବ ଯେ ଟ୍ରାକ ରେ ମୁଁ ରହିବି ମତେ ଯେତିକି ପଚାରିଲେ ମୁଁ ଯଦି ତମକୁ ଏକ୍ସିଡ କରି କହିଦେବି ସେ ସେବା ଭିତରେ ମୁଁ ଏଣ୍ଟ୍ରି କଲା ପରେ that is interview section. In case of interview, most of the time, the talented personality is there. The chairman, including the selection members, they are well accentuated about the topic concerned. ସେଠି ଆମେ ବ୍ଲକ୍ ମାରିବା ବ୍ଲକ୍ ମାରି ଇଣ୍ଟରନ୍ୟାସନାଲ ଲେଭେଲ କୁ ଯଦି ଯିବ ତମେ ଯଦି କହିଦେଲ କୋଉ ଅନର୍ସ ଅଛ ମାନେ ସେ ଅନର୍ସ ଉପରେ ସେ ଉଗାଳି ପକେଇବ ଦୁନିଆ ପ୍ରକାର କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ପଚାରିବେ ଯଦି ତମେ ତାର ନାଁ ଗୋଟେ ସର୍ଟକଟ ରେ ଆବ୍ରିଭିଏସନ ଫର୍ମରେ କହିଦେଲ ସେତେବେଳେ ସେ ପଚାରିଦେବେ ତାର ଫୁଲ ଫର୍ମ କଣ students what we are talking about then first is put yourself first in introduction section you must have to show your actually nomenclature how you are subverting yourself how you are resettling yourself relating to your qualification as well as occupation and second thing is to yourself for fun and you must have to focus at least your qualification your job requirement but don't try to aggrandize it and think it's be specific, be concrete, and be brief. Specific. You have been given certain type of analytical articulation. Suppose they will ask you, what is the time? घंटा को अनेक वाल क्लॉक को अनेक कहेंगे. That is mistake. You must be actually associated for having a watch with you. तुम्हारा minimum interview वाला लोग उठे घंटा रहेगा तो. एक घंटा टा costly हो, সেই ঘন্টাକୁ ଦେଖିକିରି ଘଣ୍ଟାରେ ଯେତିକି ବେଶୀ କହିବ ନ୍ୟାଚୁରାଲ ଟାଇମ ସହିତ ଆଇଏସଆଇ ଟାଇମ ସହିତ ଇଏ 5 ମିନିଟ୍ ଫାଷ୍ଟ ହେଇପାରେ 10 ମିନିଟ୍ ଫାଷ୍ଟ ହେଇପାରେ ତୁମ ଘଣ୍ଟାକୁ କହିବ କାହିଁକିନା କାଠ ଘଣ୍ଟାଟା ଭୁଲ ହେଇପାରେ most of the time they are taking the risk so students be specific what they are asking that must be appropriate be concrete in the sense that also be established next is brief analyze the briefly in the sense precisely briefly in the sense appropriately brief in the sense minutely, brief in the sense indolent. So you must have it. Very nice students that have read. Turn bad news into good. It is the quality. In case of a leadership, actually, students, you must be knowing about magic of teamwork while I was teaching. The main epitome, the main conspiracy among different speakers is that almost all the people would be disagree. Till then, our point is that all disagree people must be converted into agreeable person. Suppose Tanu having good potential, a good student, but different types of things are common to our mind. That's why she certain extent understandable, but very alarming and genuine and bold student. Mark would be achieved by she will distinguishably, committedly achieve her target. What is her experience? Yes, it's good. Having the potentiality, it's a good one. Priyanka is also having the same. Anup is also having. But the thing is that what is disagreeable and to make it agreeable. In case of narration, we find exclamatory sentences are to certain extent hard. But to try to understand, in case of exclamatory sentences, specific, only specific terms are used. But in case of a normal, in case of a declarative, in case of interrogative, the sentences varies from sentence to sentence. But in case of exclamatory sentence, particular answer and particular question will be asked to you. So I feel it is very nice. It's a very good one. So it is our ability, so far as the interview session is concerned, turn bad news into good. Everybody has this had disappointment in work. If you have to mention, you look for the positive side. Suppose if anybody will ask you, for my personal life, I'm talking to you. If anybody will ask you, you are a faculty of a different institution and also going to civil institution, whether you are satisfied with your job. In case of an interview session, since we are in private sector, there is ups and downs. But in case of interview session, we must have to re-qualitate it. That means we must have to make it qualitative on the basis of our opportunity, on the basis of our expectation, on the basis of aspiration. That this will be good. Unless and until we have not been in this sector, what we can have to artificial document album driver. Are you going to sell funny flowers or potato and the tomatoes? Since you are educated personalities, if you don't become a civil servant at that time, in the same scenario, you are teaching the students some civil service. What is the difference between? Right now, most of the time, such type of a question, such type of answer comes to your mind, but it is our positive thinking. Turn every disagreeable or dissatisfactory factors into positive. ଯୋଉଟା ଅସନ୍ତୁଷ୍ଟ ବୋଲି ଲାଗୁଛି ତାକୁ ତୁମେ ସନ୍ତୁଷ୍ଟତା ଭିତରେ କୁହ। ତମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ କହୁଛ ମୁଁ କହିବି ଆଦ୍ୟାଶା ଧରାଯାଉ ଗଲା କହିବେ ମୁଁ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ହିନ୍ଦୁସ୍ତାନ ଲେବର କମ୍ପାନୀର କଣ କରିବି ଗୋଟେ ଇଣ୍ଟରଭ୍ୟୁ କରୁଛି। ତା ପୂର୍ବରୁ ଆଦ୍ୟାଶା ଥିଲା କୋଉଠି ମିଲ୍ଟନ କମ୍ପାନୀ। ଆଦ୍ୟାଶା କଣ କହିବ ମିଲ୍ଟନର ଦୋଷ ତ୍ରୁଟି ଗୁଡା କହିବ ସେ କମ୍ପାନୀ ଭଲ ନୁହେଁ ସେ କମ୍ପାନୀ ଆକ୍ଚୁଆଲି ସାଲାରୀ ବା ପ୍ୟାକେଜ ଗୁଡାକ ଏତେ ଭଲ ନୁହେଁ ଯେତେବେଳେ ନେଗେଟିଭ କହିଲା ଗୋଟେ କମ୍ପାନୀର ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ କମ୍ପାନୀ ଉପରେ ଟିକେ ଇମ୍ପାକ୍ଟ କରିବନି। ତେଣୁ ଡୋଣ୍ଟ ଟକ୍ at least ill of others. It is a personality development. It is a personality development. Anchor Lums, specialist doctor from America, he has advised that in case of a medical profession, a doctor should not talk ill of other doctors. It is justified or not? If देखिबा हम इंडिया या सिनेरियो रे तने गोटे डॉक्टर को ट्रीटमेंट के आउट डॉक्टर को दिया सेंस से डॉक्टर को दिया। That's why India is degrading day by day. India is not actually progressing day by day. तुमको यदि मु कहबी प्रियंका गोटे भलो स्टूडेंट एट दैट टाइम अलगा स्टूडेंट माने होबे सार गोटे सेम टाइम गोटे पास सेठी अलगा स्टूडेंट भाबे दरकार बेजिक ऑफ टीम वर्क रे कोन कहि छथि संपित्रोदा why we claim Priyanka is good? Sir, explain what is the good qualities of Priyanka. यदि प्रियंका गुड क्वालिटी गुड़ा एक्सप्लेन समस्त कर देले ऑटोमेटिकली प्रियंका क्वालिटी की समस्त ऑब्जर्व करिया चाहिए नहीं तुम आज क्लास रे मु कहबी भलो मार्क इंग्लिश के सिक्योर होची गुड़ा मु कहबी तनु केवल तुम से मु कहबी तुम तो सिक्योर करबो सर तुम केमिस्ट्री सिक्योर कला के कोन पिला माने कोन करे सर मु स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड पचार दे वो आस्क द क्वेश्चन स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड दे विल क्वेश्चन देमसेल्फ व्हाइल दे आर वेस्टिंग जेतन ताको क्लास नहीं सेते बेले बस डिस्कशन करबे that is not good. Then what are the qualities of this? Someone is going through exercises smartly, following different type of a grammar book, following YouTube channels. These are the potentialities. These are the secret of the learning. That's why she is getting the pleasure. That's to get good marks in English. So positive thinking is essential while we are turning the bad qualities into good, bad news into good. That is our ability also. गोटे खराब जिन को भल परिणत करिया सेटा गोटे भल अभ्यास नुहे कि खराबटा को भल करदबाटा गोटे भल सब लोक मैंने जनक बाबद खराब बोली कहले तुम ताको भल बोली कहबो एडवर्टाइजमेंट करिवो ऑटोमेटिक से खराब जे तार किछि भल बोली कहबो आ जने जदी भूल करतो समेत खाली खराब खराब नेक्स्ट नेवर apologize if you are returning to the workforce after 15 years as a pair simply write a short paragraph in place of chronology of experience. Don't apply for working at being a mother. It is the hardest job for all of all. You have no special training or higher education. Just don't mention education. Actually, students, excuses are good, but for proficiency, it is not actually excellence. ଚଳିବ କାମ ଚଳିବ good ହେଇକି ରହିବ କିନ୍ତୁ excellent ହେଇପାରିବନି. That is the thinking of Nobel philosophy. Suppose you don't have any knowledge. Most of the time we are blinded by excuses. तुमको कौन से resume interview session पे कौन सी question पचरा गला maximum time student माने कौन कहते excuse me sir, excuse me sir, sorry sir, excuse. ये जो maximum excusation टा भलो तमे ताको इंटरप्रेट करो डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ वर्ड रे यूज कर आजिकल कॉमन इंग्लिश आसिलानी हमर एडवांस इंग्लिश आसिले आगे कहउतिले आई हेट यू आजिकल आइलानी आई डिस्पाइज यू आगो परे कहउतिले आई लव यू वर्तन लानी आई अडोर यू कोन ने एदिरा चेंज हो तारी एडवांस तमे गोटे जानि ना तुमको के मिस्टेकेबल कहला एटा आपनकर भूल हैला तमे ताको तम ट्रिक्स यूज करिकरी रिज्यूम को बेस करिकरी तमर क्वालिटी तमे ताको ओके बेले प्रमाण करियो तुमको जिते देखो ना तुम गोटे बैंकिंग सेक्टर को जाऊच कि गोटे भल भल इंस्टीट्यूट को जाऊच तुम कौन कर गोटे तुम व्यू पॉइंट दो ये प्रकृति में बैंकिंग सर्विस कहला तुम गोटे भल इंस्टीट्यूट कोचिंग की गल से कोचिंग रो गोटे सेमिनार अटेंड कला आपको केमिति लागला से बाबत किछि लिखि एटा रखिबा द्वारा कोन करिवे से देखिबे हमर परफॉर्मेंस ऊपर चारि जण पिला थिले सेमाने वेदर दे आर सैटिस्फाइड or dissatisfied or they want certain type of rectification. Now, which rectification outcome? It is very authentic for the progressive development of the company or institution function. Then, never applies if you are actually most of the time. तमे केबेले भाबनी जेतेबेले कहिबे तमे मिस्टेक कहि देला तमे मिस्टेक टाको से जानि देबे कि इंटरव्यू करबा actually you are telling that is not correct experience तमे ताको डिबेटिंग करिवो तमे अलगा ताको सेक्शन किबा अलगा आर्टिकल हमते ताको प्रूव करया को चेष्टा करिवो तमे कहिबो पुनी केबो नाही आज्ञा मिस्टेक हे गेला गोटे जिनिस आसुनी आंसर तमे कहिबो एक्सक्यूज मी से जगह रे चलिबो कहिबो भूल तापर एक्सक्यूजिंग मागिबो से ठीक कहिबे आंसर ताको दैट इज नॉट परफेक्ट ऑर्डर एंड नेगेटिव suppose in case of writing any type of a resume your qualification maximum students are not expecting higher qualification at the present stage. Because a FPhil and PhD degree at the present scenario is not affecting a good extent. At the present scenario, each and everybody wants a package. Graduation complete हो गला, हम मन कर गोटे पैकेज बा गोटे सैलरी दरकार, उसे सैलरी के हम केमिति कोन अफोर्ड करू, सेट होते हमर बिजनेस देखि, कि केमिति कोन पाइबो, सेट होते हमर मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव. ताले एक्सपेक्टेशन ऑब्जर्वेशन बाबत हम जदि क्वेश्चन करा जाय परिबो, suppose you completed your +2, then after +3, after degree you can apply to any job, the top levels of banking, the top levels of civil service, the top levels of any occupation or a job, you can apply yourself after completing graduation. But you will try your best after completing PG, after completing MPhil, after completing PhD, you will aspire to get a job. It is delayed to certain extent. You are consuming maximum time for preparing or posting or the time preparation for any type of competitive jobs. So students, never apologize yourself and don't mention the qualification you have. Don't boast of the qualification you have. Higher education. कौन सी qualification को higher education के लिए तुम emphasize देखे तुम qualification many students are there like this. Nobody else. Listen. So students have to psych yourself up. It is vital. When there is an interview session for civil service or police department or any other jobs, the psychologist are there. When they interview you at that time, the psychologist will judge whether this girl or boy is appropriate for the post of concern or. Suppose you must be knowing about Odisha. You applied for Odisha police. At that time, they will ask you, suppose your special subject is history of books. They will ask certain subjects, certain topics relating to history, and thereafter they will ask you certain type of, escalating questions related to the police department. How we can handle the situation? Suppose you are on the way as a patrolling party. Patrolling party to Priyanka police ପାଇଁ କରାଯିବ କହିବି। पेट्रोलिंग पार्टी पुलिस डिपार्टमेंट अच्छी बर्तमान पेट्रोलिंग करुच्ची से जगह गोटे गाँ आउ गोटे गाँव लोक मान भर झगड़ा लगी सेपटे अच्छा 300 लोक एपटे 200 लोक गंडगोल चली पेट्रोलिंग पार्टी बर्तमान प्रियंका हूँ कौन ना पुलिस इंस्पेक्टर से रोल से कौन प्ले कर स्टाफ कि 4 जन जाए 4 जन हिसाब से एंट्री करपटे 300 सेपटे 200 गंडगोल कर कंट्रोल करेंगे सी तेणु से भाई सिचुएशन तुम कौन नब प्रिवेंटिव नेक्स्ट गोटे क्वेश्चन तुम पुलिस डिपार्टमेंट अच्छ तुम एरिया मैक्सिमम रेगुलरली चोरी है तुम कौन कौन प्रिकॉशन such type of questions are asked but understanding the psychology of the girl जो झील अच्छी से डरिक कह ना राति जमा ड्यूटी करा दिन ड्यूटी से सागे सागे आगे कैंसल कर निज कॉन्फिडेंस यदि तुमको कह तुम नक्सल एरिया तुमको पठा अच्छा नक्सल तुम से केमी हैंडल कर कौन केमी लोक कन्विंस कर factors that how to psychic yourself up. The secret is to think about the self before you start writing about yourself. तुम बाबद कौन सी जिन लिखा पूर्व you must have the psychic, you must have the psychological attitude. Take 4 or 5 hours of not necessary consecutive and simply write down every accomplishment in your life on or of the job that made you feel effective. हम जीवन काल भितर को जॉब ता तुमको बेसी इफेक्टिव रहला सेटा कोन पर दाई लाइन पर कोन पर कंपोज लाइन सेटा गोटे बेटर इफेक्टिवनेस मु एग्जांपल कहबी तुम जीवन काल भितर तुम किछि नले गोटे गोटे पर्सनल डायरी में हमारी बैच रे बहुत पिला अछन मैक्सिमम पिला 10th लेवल ताको स्टैंडर्ड जेति थिला प्लस 2 लेवल दे आर गेटिंग डाउन किछि जन को लोक मान को द्वारा इन्फ्लुएंस हेकि से मेरा डाउनलोड एडी कहां किछि लॉस मु कहबा कथा आजिकल सोसाइटी देयर आर सम फुल आल्सो तमर जेते निज सेल्फ ऊपर भरोसा नहीं तुम आउ का ऊपर डिपेंड कर सबुठर बड़ जिंस होउची ट्राई टू फोकस ऑन योरसेल्फ फर्स्ट प्रीजज योरसेल्फ हाउ योरसेल्फ यू वुड बी इफेक्टिव हमें निज को निज साइकोलॉजिकली प्रथम स्ट्रांग कर मु कौन सी काम रे इफेक्टिव हो जितेबाला पर्यटन मुझे कहूली तुम बैच पिला पूरा एनलाइटेड स्टूडेंट सेकेंड ईयर समस्त अच्छा एत बढ़िया माने गोटे गोल्डन स्टूडेंट ग्रुप तुम ग्रुप किंतु से एक्चुअली दे आर लैकिंग देयर पोटेंशियलिटी 10th लेवल ले जति सीरियसनेस थिला बर्तन प्लस 2 लेवल सेटिक सीरीज नै आदेश आईडी भी अछि आदेश आईडी गुड स्टूडेंट 10th रे जति लेवल करथला बर्तन सेटिक लेवल अछि के देश सत कथा तनो 10th लेवल अछि मा प्रियंका कमिनी 10th अपेक्षा प्लस 2 रे 10th अपेक्षा प्लस 2 रे कम लेवल करू ना 10th रे जति लेवल करूथलो 12 घंटा प्लस 2 रे मिनिमम 12 घंटा पढ़िबा दरकार तार कारण कौन आमे कौन पाठ पढ़ुचे आम पेरेंट्स माने जानि बर 10th लेवल में बापा हुंतु मामा हुंतु माउसी हुंतु कि मौसा हुंतु बही धरथिले ए कौन पाठ पढ़ु चाहिले मु टिके पचारि बर्तमान आम आइसोलेटेड हो जाइए घर लोक पाठ